Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. It is Sunday night, and this is In the Batter's Box. It is the NGSC Sports Weekly Baseball Show. I'm your host, Ralph Garcia. Joined by the guys, of course. First, remember the website. It is NGSCSports.com, where you catch all of your current content. Log on to the website right now. And, of course, Mike Drakulich is always on top of things in Pittsburgh. This At the end of the week, of course, he gives us the Western Pennsylvania high school football coverage. Saturday, he came with, he'll come with his weekly anyway. Don't mind me, folks. A lot of pain here. Gives us Pittsburgh Steelers and New York Giants game day preview. Sammy Sportfakes. Wake wins wild one over Stanford to stay beaten on the road. He also gives us Shedding Demons. Wake takes aim at Carolina, Duke, and a bowl berth coming up. And last but not least, Bradley Walker giving us Rays baseball. The future is uncertain. And right now, at least where they're going to play is all that and more on NGSCSports.com, where we never stop. Of course, we have the guys with us here from the shores of Jersey. He is the host of the Enhanced Sports Show, Saturdays, 4 to 6 p.m. Also the co-host here. And, of course, a Yankee fan. And I got to admit that, Louis, that
yes,
I did take a little pleasure in watching Big Poppy have a little bit of fun saying, "Oh, Yankees lose! Oh, Yankees lose!" But anyway, we'll talk about
it's not over yet.
We'll talk about that soon, Louis. How you doing, Louis? Well, I know how you're doing, Louis, but how you doing, Louis?
All right.
Yeah. All right.
On the outside, on the inside, not so much.
And of course, from Chicago, the Windy City, the home of the newest record holders.
What?
The Chicago White Sox.
Yeah.
120.
We're talking about. I thought we were going to talk about something positive. Yeah.
No. Let's not. Listen, the season just ended. Let's make sure we continue to give the White Sox props.
Yes.
Of course, we're talking about El Padre, Alejandro Vargas. ¿Qué pasa, pai?
How you fellas doing? Good here right now. Yeah, it's a little chilly today, but
Same here.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 74 like in 2 days. This is crazy weather.
Yeah, tell me about it. You're gonna be almost 90 here.
That's amazing.
Okay. Oh, of course. Yeah, the other guy. Yeah, the other guy. Remember the other guy? Yeah. Partner, friend, co-host, and a lot of other things, but I can't say those right now. Mr. John Doucette. John?
Ralph, it's always good to be with you.
That's good, John. And as I've stated, deal with me out there in podcast land. I'm in a lot of damn pain. I got to get a shot in my spine. I wasn't going to do the show. At the last minute, a little voice told me, and yeah, I do have another voice in my head I talk to all the time. And it said to me, so if you set the studio up for the guys, what are you going to be doing? Because you're still going to have to come back and stop the show. So what is it you're going to be doing for 55? And the answer was, I'm going to be laying in this bed in pain. And the voice said, don't you think we should go sit in a chair and talk baseball for an hour in bed? I said, okay.
You might forget about the pain.
No, you can't forget about this pain, but at least you can. Anyway, listen, it's time. It's the World Series. And listen, it's the World Series that everybody, when it comes to the media and advertisers and marketings and baseball, it's the, I didn't realize I did. But when you see it on the screen,
Yes.
when I saw it on the screen, and by the way, it'd be nice if I put our usual banners up here.
Right.
When I see it on the screen, it said the first meeting between the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series in 43 years. I said, yeah, that was 1981, John. That was
That's right.
Yes, I remember that very well.
I'm like, wow, okay. But here we are. It is the 2024 World Series. The Los Angeles Dodgers and New York Yankees, two of the most heralded franchises in baseball history. We're two games in, and listen, the first game was, again, it's been a great playoff, guys. You just keep going through these playoffs. It really has been. At least when this is all said and done, Alejandro, we won't be able to say a month from now, damn, that was a waste of this series. It's been a hell of a playoff.
Exactly.
And Freddie and Freddie Freeman.
Oh boy.
Freddie Freeman comes up to the plate with a decision to make. And well, I don't know, Alejandro, take us through it.
Yeah, they were ambushing pitches there. Him and Otani, I think whenever Nestor Cortez got to the mound, they were ambushing everything.
Yes.
You saw like Otani swinging at the first pitch, and also like when they walk Mookie, right, and then face Freeman, and Freeman made them pay. There's a lot of question marks there. Why would they pitch? Nestor Cortez hasn't pitched since September 18. Why not use like Tim Hill? Well, the damage is done. I mean, there's nothing you can do. I think Boone went with his gut and got burned for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, why would you put a guy who wasn't pitching over a month? I mean, that was the big mistake right there. Boone wasn't. Boone, I don't think Boone was clearly thinking who to use the pitcher in this situation here. That was not a smart move.
No,
5 or 6 weeks, and now you decide to use him. Bad move.
Yeah.
All right, Louis, here's the question for you, because it's the question right now. It's a question right now that's really bugging the New York Yankees, New York Yankees team, New York Yankees front office, New York Yankees coaches, New York Yankees fans.
Yes. New York Yankees podcasters and broadcasters.
Hey, your boy Aaron Judge is struggling, man. He's
yeah.
I mean, he is really. Louis, what's going on?
Yeah, that's what I want. I mean, he does so great in the regular season. You have 50 whatever home runs, and all of a sudden he's 3 for 19 in these playoffs. I mean, that's just not like him at all. I don't know. I mean, I know the competition gets tougher as the playoffs go on, but this is not Aaron Judge type like numbers at all. And he's been stifled in the series against the Dodgers as well. I mean, it's really baffling. I mean, at least we've been competitive in these series, but if Judge keeps up like this, it's gonna be, well, to put it this way, hell throughout the series.
Well,
but
he's probably gonna.
Up.
He's gonna have to be the key guy here.
Yeah,
you can't.
I think he's gonna have to step down the line.
If he doesn't wake up, the Yankees are done.
Should they drop him down the lineup?
Yeah, because you can really rely on Soto and Stanton to do all the damage.
No,
you can't rely on that.
Stanton's been doing great this postseason, so I think he might be a better option.
And he says it's eating the. Yeah.
The thing also with the Dodgers is that's a stacked lineup. You got guys like Tommy Edman, which won like the MVP on the NLCS, wrecking havoc, like doing crazy stuff, and that's the least that you have to worry. You have to worry about Otani. You have to worry about Mookie Betts. You have to worry about Will Smith. You have to worry about Freeman. Oscar Hernandez. My God,
I'm gonna tell you what else you got to worry about. Hey, John, game 2, guy named Yamamoto came on to the. Holy crap! This guy was. I mean, wow! What a beautiful gem he pitched.
6 1/3 innings, 1 hit, which was the home run to Soto in the 3rd inning, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He retired the last 11 guys he faced before he was finally taken out of the game. Although I got to admit, if you're talking about decisions that may or may not have needed to be made, I would have gone with Yamamoto for as long as I possibly could have last night.
Absolutely. Well,
Bringing Banda in there and facing those 5 left-handed hitters from the 7th inning on. The Dodgers got away with it. I mean, the Yankees do load the bases in the 9th inning and did have an opportunity to at least tie that game, maybe even take the lead, but Trevino flew out swinging at the first pitch. But Yamamoto was tremendous last night, and Jack Flaherty was good the night before.
They should have kept them in.
Well, I mean, the Dodger bullpen has been the key to this run. They have just been tremendous with an earned run average of just over 1 throughout the entire postseason, and that's what Dave Roberts has pretty much rode throughout these playoffs, and he's going to continue to do it. Hopefully, he gets another great start tomorrow night from Walker Buehler, and if he does, then he can pretty much set up however he wants to run the rest of this series. He really is in a good position right now based on the starting pitching he's been getting.
But I'm going to tell you though, Louis, you guys are down. You guys are down 2-0, and yeah, the big talk.
We've been here before.
In the Bronx is now about Aaron Judge's problems. We can put all of that behind us because 2 games are gone, but Judge is going to have to wake up fast
Yes.
for you guys to have any chance, Louis.
Well, we've been here before. I mean, we've been down 2-0 in a series before, and we have come back to win. So I'm not pushing him just yet. But if Judge doesn't wake up, by tomorrow, then I think the series is going to go to the Dodgers. As much as I hate to admit it. I mean, Judge has been like asleep throughout the whole postseason. It's got to be now or never. He has to wake up. Sato can't do it by himself. I mean, the 1-2 combination is with them, and he really's got to wake up this bat. I know what's wrong with him. 3 for 19. That is not just like numbers. Something's got to change by tomorrow.
19, make it 6 for 40 in the postseason.
In the whole postseason, it's not just this.
With 19 strikeouts out of the 40 at bats.
Right, it has been right. It's been a miserable postseason.
Average.
Hey, John,
a guy that's going to be the MVP of the regular season, which really means nothing because that's not what Judge is being judged upon. He's being judged upon 1 month, and he's in that month. And unfortunately, he's laying a gigantic golden egg here that's really going to spell doom for this team.
Here's another key. Alejandro, I'm going to go to you. Here's another key. Now that the Yankees are down 2-0, we talk about, obviously, like we just talked about, no secret, Aaron Judge is going to have to come through, okay? But let me tell you about the other guy who's going to have to come through who ain't swinging no bats or throwing no baseball, Alejandro. That's the manager. Aaron Boone's going to have to figure out how to use this bullpen now over the course of the next 5 games to try to hold off these Dodger bats. I don't know if he can.
But to be honest with you, the Dodgers are up 2-0, but every game has been really close. Except for moments like the Freeman Grand Slam, right? Yesterday they had a chance to come back. So I mean, they haven't been completely out. They haven't been completely outperformed. Which I think, Cole given the outing that he gave, I think it was game 1, right?
Yeah,
that was solid. I mean, you got a day off today.
But
So
at
you
this
could rest
point
some
in
of
the
those
year,
guys.
solid isn't good enough. That's the problem. It's not good.
It isn't good enough, but he went in there and did his job. The offense just was poor.
Wasn't there?
Rodon gives up 3 home runs last night to the Dodgers. The good news was that they weren't with 2 or 3 guys on base. They were just, for the most part, solo home runs. And that's what allowed the Yankees to stay in that game.
Yeah.
But still, even Rodon's performance last night wasn't good enough. And that's been the problem. The Yankees have not been good enough in these 2 games to give themselves a chance to win them.
Yeah.
What about Ohtani and that shoulder?
Well, here's the thing. If you're a little leaguer and you watched him slide into second base last night, that is the worst slide I've ever seen in league baseball. That was awful. He's lucky that the shoulder was only partially dislocated which is what Dave Roberts finally admitted today when they had the mandatory off-day press conference. He does expect Ohtani to play tomorrow night and DH, but still, that slide was absolutely the worst slide.
And why? Why
Yeah.
the slide? I mean, that's so stupid. Why?
And it was out.
All he did was partially dislocate the shoulder. He's lucky he didn't destroy the wrist. He's lucky he didn't destroy the forearm.
Yeah, I actually
Right.
thought he had problems with the wrist. A glance when I saw the thing. But I mean, if I'm Dave Roberts, I rest him tomorrow. Just give him an extra day off.
Look, if he can play, you play. You're not resting anybody now. You've only got 4 games left in the season. That's it. That's
Well, for them too, if they could win it.
It's 4 games, and so you play. But the idea that he slid like that is just horrendous.
It was such a poor decision.
I could say like he probably trying to protect the other arm, but he was throwing really well.
Yeah.
You don't do that to begin. You don't even slide. Nobody teaches you to slide like that. That's ridiculous.
Right. Why would you?
That's a baseball player making $1 gazillion, and this is how he slides.
That's slide.
That's little league stuff.
Look at what it could have cost him.
Little league stuff. That's the problem. It's not even that.
Yeah.
And it looked. I thought it looked worse when I saw the play in the replay. I thought it looked a lot worse than that. It's lucky that it wasn't that bad.
I thought he jammed his wrist.
I thought he broke the wrist. I thought that's what he did.
Too.
That's what I thought, John. I thought he broke his wrist.
Yes, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Because he planted the wrist to be able to make the slide, and when he did that, you could see the wrist buckle.
Yeah. Well, he's lucky. I actually, you could see a lot of things even like, you could say like, oh, maybe something on the leg, a glance, but if he's playing tomorrow, it might not be that bad.
Now, they also tried to pop the shoulder back into place when they took him back into the clubhouse, and it didn't quite work. It would have been interesting to see had the Yankees tied that game in the 9th inning, had his spot come back around, what would have happened?
Yeah. He's a big guy. I mean, when you have a big guy running the bases like that, it's always a risk that you run.
I have no problem with him trying to steal the base. I have no problem with him trying to do that at all. I have a gigantic problem with the way he slid into the base.
Yeah, it was awkward.
That was awful.
Yeah. So what now, Louis? What now, Louis? Down 2-0. I mean, look, you can remember 1996, okay?
I do.
Yeah, remember the Yankees are down in the hole. They come on back in the World Series. Obviously, they want to try to conjure up some of those spirits. But Louis, down 2-0.
And we lost those 2 at home. So naturally, we're thinking, we're going, that's it. We're dead. But they came alive. Layrich in Game 4, and we managed to win that game in 10 innings, and then we just took control from there. A pitcher's duel in Game 5, and 1-0, and the Yankees won at home in Game 6. So anything can happen. I'm just hoping this is not shades of 1981, where we were up 2-0 and then lost the last 4. That was just like.
Well, you know me, Louis. I get more touched by 2001. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
I know. That was.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite year.
Blowing it, giving up 2 runs.
That's my favorite Yankee year of all time, 2001.
Yeah, that was the sick moment right there. Because you didn't think, okay, Rivera's coming up. We got the lead by a run. You don't expect him to give up 2 runs. But when that, in the 9th inning,
how bad has it been? Hey, Louis, how bad has it been for you this weekend? I'm sure you had a bad weekend.
Well, with that, yeah. I mean, so far. But like I said,
today, watch the Jets lose again.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. That was a joke. That was a joke.
The kiss on giving.
But we expect the Jets to be bad. I mean, we don't expect them to go anywhere.
That's weird that you're a Jet fan. I thought you were like a Giants fan or something like that.
That's the other side of the family.
Okay. That's a weird mix.
And me. Well, look. So, John. So, what happens now? I mean, what moves does Boone have to make? I mean, besides Judge obviously having to come on. How do Yankees get out of this?
I think the Yankees get out of it by obviously getting some good starting pitching tomorrow night.
Yes.
They've got to be much better with runners in scoring position. That's been the other problem up and down that lineup.
Right. Yeah.
They just haven't been able to drive in runs when they needed to or had to. They've got to be much better with that as well. And look, Boone's going to have to do a much better job of matching up his bullpen with that lineup that he's facing. You can't make the mistake that he made in Game 1 with Cortez and Hill, because it compounds himself by you bringing Tim Hill into Game 2, and he gets every hitter out that he was supposed to get. And so now you go back to Game 1 and say, well, wait a minute, why didn't you just do this? He's got to make smarter decisions. Right now, the Yankees are being outmanaged. They're being outsmarted. And the Dodgers are just playing better baseball.
You getting outsmarted by Dave Roberts, man. You in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, listen, Boone. Boone has a job in front of him. He's got to manage against Dave Roberts, man. It's not
look. Dave Roberts has won over 50 postseason games.
Yeah.
He's been doing this for a while. He knows what he's doing. He knows how this operates, and he's putting it to good use. And you're seeing it with the moves that he's made with his bullpen, with the moves that he's made with his lineup, pinch hitting guys when he's had to do it, and he's pushing the right buttons at the right time. You're seeing the difference between the two managers, and that is becoming, I think, a bit of a problem for the Yankees as well. Boone's got to start pushing the right buttons at the right time.
Definitely.
Yes.
Who's starting tomorrow for the Yankees, Lou?
Well, it'll be Clark Schmidt for the Dodgers, and I guess it's going to be who's going to go for.
That's what I was just trying to see.
Walker Buehler will go for the Dodgers, and Schmidt will go for the Yankees.
Go for the Yankees.
Okay.
And who's going for the Yankees?
It'll be Clark Schmidt.
Clark Schmidt.
Well, it might be interesting.
The question becomes if the Yankees do lose tomorrow night and they're down 3-0, does Boone come back with Garrett Cole, or does he figure out something else?
I think he'll go back with Cole.
That is a good question.
Well, we know one thing: they can't go down 3-0. That's for sure.
Well, I bring that up because the Dodgers are going to go bullpen regardless of what happens tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they win or lose, it's going to be a bullpen game.
It's the perfect game, perfect setup for that. Yeah.
So, do the Yankees come back with Garrett Cole for Game 4 and hope that if there is a Game 7, is available for a Game 7 and can do something in a Game 7, or do they go somewhere else?
Wow, that's a good question, because at this moment you would think the odds are against the Game 7. Right. So that's a good one, John, because then you got to think, how does Boone play that? You're right.
The question becomes, how does Boone get back to Los Angeles? How does he get back there?
Oh, absolutely.
He has to do.
Oh yeah.
He's got to get back to Los Angeles. So how do you do that?
Louis, you got an answer? Because I don't.
Yeah, well, first let's see if they got to win. Of course, one of the 3 games to get back there first. But that's going to be a tough task if they have to go back to LA, because Dodgers have been awfully tough at home.
Well, let's face it, the only way they win a World Series now is they got to go back to Los Angeles and do it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I know. That's the problem.
They have to.
They gotta get the good pitching and the good hitting, if they have any chance to stop them in LA.
Remember, this is in the batter's box, where Louis Tenor is a co-host here, and even if the Yankees lose, meaning that the Dodgers win a 4th game, Louis will be back the next day telling us all that the Yankees still have a shot.
Holding out for hope, no matter how grim it is.
Look, the Dodgers have other motivation as well, and you saw it last night on the mound with the number 34 behind on the back of the mound. And Fernando Valenzuela did pass away early this week, and we've talked about 1981, which was, let's face it, a year for the ages. I mean, Fernando won the Rookie of the Year that year. He won the Cy Young that year. He helped the Dodgers get to a World Series. He changed the culture of
John, those first 8 starts. Those first 8.
Yeah.
Were tremendous.
And that was a strike.
He went 9 innings in all of them.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, John. Didn't he wasn't those 8 complete games?
Yeah, he won 9 innings. He went to
9 innings.
every one of those games. Yes.
This is the way he started his career off, right? He started his career
20.
off.
He was 20 years old.
That's right.
That is freaking incredible. And it was he took the baseball world by such a storm. But it was also because he was that damn good, John.
At that point, yes, he was that damn good.
Yeah.
No question. He was clearly the best pitcher in baseball, best pitcher on the planet at that point. And he demonstrated it, and like I say, helped the Dodgers get to that 81 World Series.
He also introduced a pitch, a screwball, which was an innovation. So you were bound to dominate.
As a left-hander too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's really uncomfortable to hit, and hitters they get accustomed, they get used to things. Whenever you're seeing something for the first time, going from a different angle, it's just hard. It's going to make adjustment. It's going to take years, maybe.
And you got to give the Dodgers credit. I mean, they saw something that nobody else did.
Yeah. I mean, he probably was the biggest baseball player in Mexico.
And again, here's the other part about Fernando that I think really does get lost in the translation is that baseball in those days was having their labor issues, owners, players really not getting along with each other. It was the beginning of the war that would last for, 10, 12, 15 years. And at least when Fernando showed up and did what he did in the beginning of that 81 season, and really throughout the rest of that season, it put all of that aside for a brief period of time because he was dominating everything. He was what baseball really needed at that particular time because of the tension that was starting to be created by both sides that would eventually spill over into strikes and labor stoppages and all that stuff. But before all of that really came to the head that it finally got to, he was the breath of fresh air. He was the bright light that really the game needed.
Remember that.
Hey, one of these stories that I ran into that I thought was pretty cool was local broadcasters helping to bring baseball to India. Major League Baseball broadcasting post-season games in India.
That's nice.
Where you have many, many cricket fans trying to obviously expand the game.
Right.
Thoughts on that?
But
Well,
they do it in Hindi. The language.
I would assume they have to be doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty innovative. This is American baseball translated into Hindi.
As a matter of
it's what Rob Manfred has wanted to do ever since he took over as commissioner of this sport, was to create the global game. And every year it seems that he is doing that, and baseball seems to be thriving because of it.
trying to see if this is hold on here.
I mean, you get the people from Baseball United trying to cover that region. So why not trying to introduce American baseball like that, through the language? I think that's very innovative.
Yes.
All right, well, I'm trying to find this.
I think it's the best way to introduce the game is to introduce the language before you introduce the actual game itself.
Definitely. I think that innovation plus the people from Baseball United, I mean, they could get some fan engagement there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a call. It didn't sound that good.
Yeah.
Big shot coming up. Well, he goes for it. Will it be caught? Is it going over? Is it going over the wall? That has been caught.
Well, that's English.
How big was that moment? Double play, game over.
That sounds like
The Atlanta Braves win by the barest of margins. What a comeback this has been. The Phillies have been stunned.
Oh, that sounds like when I call my credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
I prefer they do it in their
So do I.
language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Just
that
English
about-
with an accent. I thought that was kind of.
Well, they weren't actually calling the game; they were more like pointing out what happened.
Yeah,
Right.
Recreating.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It was like two color commentators.
right.
Yeah, so-
Talking about stories around the baseball world, you guys, I know, John, you probably did. The comeback on Netflix.
I have not seen the comeback on Netflix yet. I've
What,
not seen
John?
it. I've not. Well, hell,
I have.
lived it.
I haven't either. So
I lived it. So, I mean,
I haven't seen it. I'm trying to get it on my.
I'm probably gonna start watching tonight, and then we will talk about this next week.
but I mean,
But every feedback that I get is really positive. People seem to enjoy this.
I don't know if Louis.
Even my wife sent me a text yesterday. Man, you should watch this.
Talk about that.
We watched Mr. McMahon about Vince McMahon.
right.
The documentary, and it was
Yes.
pretty cool. But it's kind of something that I already knew. I mean, they talk about like the wrestling world a lot, but yeah, I'm actually looking forward to watch the comeback later on.
I gotta admit, Louis, that would be my second favorite year of Yankee baseball.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Well, let's see what happens first before you make it official.
No, I mean the comeback. Luis Gonzalez is my favorite
Oh,
Yankee moment, and my second is the comeback by the Red Sox.
oh. Worst moments in Yankee history. Ugh.
I think that we're like Boston like 2 outs away from getting eliminated.
Exactly.
Oh,
you're
1 out away.
kind of in
That's
3
soon.
It was over. The series was over.
It was,
Yeah.
Actually, it was over. In Game 3 when they gave up 19
Game 3.
runs. That's when
Yeah.
it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The surefire way to get back in. And then something happened at the bottom of the 9th inning. Home run in the 12th inning. Like, okay, so like one game. Okay, they got to give them one game at home. No problem there. Then it happened again in Game 5. Like, okay, I see something happening here. I mean, you never expect to go up 3-0 and then collapse and losing at home too. I'm like, this is just completely disgusting.
I mean, as a St. Louis Cardinals fan, I mean, I suffer that. But it's probably one of the greatest magical moments ever in the history of baseball. I'm telling you, I thought we're done, toasted.
And then Major League Baseball wants clarity on the Tropicana Field situation.
What
Well,
do you
here's the latest on that. They now want the Tampa Bay Rays to play somewhere in Florida next year if they can't play in Tampa Bay.
Right.
So the only other option would be they go to Miami and they play there, which means that instead of playing 81 games in Miami, you're now playing 162.
Well, will that collide with the Marlins though?
You're going to end up with day-night doubleheaders. One game is a Marlin game, one game is a Tampa Bay game.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean, I guess people in Miami are going to have fun.
Yeah.
Now, what Major League Baseball has decided is they don't want the Tampa Bay Rays going to a potential expansion site.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense too. It would make sense. They don't want them to do that. Absolutely.
I mean, they're planning on building a new.
But my thing is, can that field in Miami take 162 games being played on it?
No.
Hey, that's a good question. That's a good question.
I mean, that field is going to get destroyed.
It's going to be mushed. But I think it's probably only going to be the beginning, maybe. I'm pretty sure they could work on Tropicana Field real quick.
You
Well,
can't
don't forget
because there's no
the
drainage
same thing.
in that park to begin with. Plus, the roof is gone. And so if it rains, what do you do?
Yeah.
You're stuck.
Yeah, what do you do? Yep.
Dude,
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Wow.
want to reopen Montreal? Ugh. No, I guess not.
Good.
Yeah. Can you hear him? Can you hear
Now, I
him?
would say this because the schedule is already out.
Yeah.
They've got to decide by the time the winter meetings come up in December what this team is going to do and where they're going to do it. Because you've got season ticket holders, you have corporate sponsors, you have the players themselves that have got to figure out where they're going to locate themselves for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what? Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
It's a very baffling case.
So if you're not going to play in Tampa Bay, if you are going to play in Miami, then you've got to figure out how that field can handle 162 games.
That's
Well, it might be the first time that's happened in baseball history where two teams shared the same field, because the Yankees did back in 74 and 75. They played at Shea as well with the Mets. So it has happened before. And, that field, I think, took a beating as well. So it has happened.
I'm told about that. He's right.
It's never
I'm
smart,
told about that.
but it's happened.
He's correct. Louis is correct. I had forgotten about that.
yeah. So did I. So did I.
It was being redone in time for 76. So the Mets and the Yankees had to, share Shea Stadium.
But I don't remember how many double headers they played.
I was too young to remember how many of myself. So but it did happen.
Because you got to play double headers if you're going to do this. I mean, you'd have to have one game is a Marlin game, and then one game is a Rays game, so that you can fit.
That sounds like a freaking mess waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Especially if you get into rainout situations and things like that, where then you have to make things up, and unfortunately, you're not going to have the dates to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I understand the part about not going to potential expansion cities, but no, you got to come up with a better plan. I understand.
Well, the other option would be you've got plenty of spring training sites in the state of Florida.
True. Yeah.
They have their own spring training site in the state of Florida. That's where you play.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't have to go too far.
Right.
And they don't draw that many people anyways.
Right.
It's not
So
like
they're
not like the Dodgers that you're expecting 50,000 people.
That's true.
I mean, they lucky if they get like 10,000 fans on the stands. Oh, why not?
I think their spring training site, is Port Charlotte, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Toronto did it in Buffalo, right?
Yes.
Right.
But I don't know if the Rays are gonna do Buffalo. I mean, that's
that would be the other option. They go to their AAA franchise and go there.
Charlotte, right?
Yeah, they could go to Charlotte, their AAA franchise, but I think Major League Baseball wants them to stay away from there too.
But also, where you gonna play? Where are you gonna play them? The AAA
Right.
team.
Where would Charlotte end up going? Yeah.
Right.
Some place is going to end up having 162 games being played on. It's either Miami or you go to your spring training site.
I think the spring training site has to be the best idea.
I do like that idea. Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna generate tons of work for like ground crew members when you're playing all these games on one field, but still, like. Yeah, at some point that and that's a dome, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's retractable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of work though. I mean, and it's a great pounding that you're gonna get that field.
You're just gonna destroy that field. That's what you're gonna end up doing.
Definitely.
I know. Yeah.
Brace yourselves, Florida. Ugh.
And then if let's say one of those teams make the playoffs, or if both of them make the playoffs next year, it gets even worse.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Wow.
I think they can cut them out.
That field's gonna bottom out if both teams make the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
And advertisers and sponsors and all very happy as the first two games of the World Series has averaged over 14.5 million viewers per game. That's the best rating. That's the best ratings Major League Baseball has seen in the World Series in 7 years.
Well, it's like what Alejandro said last week. It's better than Milwaukee playing Cleveland.
Definitely.
Nobody didn't want to talk.
This is the match I think everyone wanted to see. Yankees, Dodgers. I know I did. I hadn't picked out to go to the World Series. So the advertisers get what they want. The fans are getting what they want.
Exactly.
So I'm not surprised at all by the success of this series.
No,
The only problem is going to be if it ends by Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I tell you, Manfred.
I'm not thinking sweep though. I'm not thinking a sweep at all. I think the Yankees got to bounce back, and I think we will. Call me crazy if you want to, but I think we will see a 7th game.
Wow,
You may not
Louis,
think it right now. Go
really
ahead.
expect
All right, I know you're thinking dreaming, but
Louis, I'm shocked.
How about if the Yankees end up in 6?
I'm shocked Louis said that. I'm shocked.
Really?
should
Hey,
be.
that's a fan there, man. That's a fan.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Louis,
And
if
thank you for
possible,
being that optimistic.
and if necessary, a game 8.
Now, that'd be
That's the
interesting.
odds
Game 8.
Louis will take anything.
And remember for the Dodgers, remember what this all means for the Dodgers, regardless of whether they win or lose. They open spring training earlier next year because they're going to Japan for 2 games in the middle of March. So their off season is going to be really short this year because they're making a second trip. This year was to Korea. Next year it's going to be to Japan.
Yep. That's going to be interesting. Boy, I tell you what, down 2-0. Game 3 is tomorrow, Monday night, in the Bronx at the Fame.
What I find interesting is that Major League Baseball has decided to play Game 3 up against Monday Night Football.
Stupid.
I know, right? Good question.
Why were they doing that?
Who's playing?
Well, I think they avoid the
Monday
same reason for Sunday night, because they're going to be against Sunday night football, and I guess you got to just pick your poison.
night?
I
I don't think they want to worry about football. Anyways, football is starting.
Well, you know what?
You got LA versus New York. World Series.
Yeah, this year
I
you
don't
may
think
not
they-
have to
they-
worry
they-
about it, but in other years, or if it had been Milwaukee, Cleveland, you certainly would have had a problem.
Oh no, yeah, that would have been
Oh,
devastating. That would have been
I
devastating.
mean, it is the World Series against regular season football. I think more people, especially over here, in my area, and yours too, John.
But
will
who's
be, of
playing-
course,
who's playing
more soon to
tomorrow?
connect- more soon to
Tomorrow
connect.
night's game is Pittsburgh and the Giants.
Right, but
And
the
they're gonna
Giants
have it
are.
in New York.
Yeah, but the Giants stuck so far this year. Pittsburgh,
But they-
I think can easily
Are
crush
they
them.
playing in New York?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not in
So you
Pittsburgh.
got East Rutherford and Yankee Stadium going at the same time.
Well,
Yeah.
the hotel business
Oh,
is
yeah.
doing good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
business,
Restaurants.
business is going to be good there. Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So a good idea to have a La Quinta Inn or
Sure.
a Hilton nearby.
Sorry, we're all
man.
booked up.
Man,
It should
I'm
be
telling
interesting.
you, New York is a place to be now, man.
Yeah.
At
Well,
least the next 3 or 4 days, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
that it is. That it is. That it is. Well, gentlemen, here we are. It's 2 games in, 5 to go. What's the format again? Is the next 3 at Yankee
2,
Stadium?
That's 3 in New
Next
York,
3.
yeah. So
2, 3, 2.
basically through Wednesday night. Through Wednesday night, actually.
Yeah.
Hmm.
2, 3, 2.
Not you get. They play Monday, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesday, then they off.
And Friday,
should be
Saturday,
over.
we'll
It
be
should
back
be
on
over.
Saturday when we
It
get
should
there.
be over by Saturday
Yeah.
if it goes 7.
We'll see.
So, guys, Yankees got to win all 3, right? I mean, really?
Well, they got to win 2 at least to get back to Los Angeles, yes.
Right, but yeah, you got to, yeah, but obviously the mindset is we got to win all 3.
That's right.
Obviously, it's
I
that's
think
a
the
tough.
mindset really is to try and win all 4 in a row because again, you don't know what the Dodgers can do with Ohtani at the top of that order, whether he can swing a bat or not.
Correct.
And if he can't swing a bat, I think it changes a lot of things here.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's for sure. That's for sure, and we'll find that out tomorrow. That's
For sure.
Well, gentlemen, and we have reached that point where I asked Mr. Lewis to know. Louis, final thoughts.
First of all, it's, like I said, we got the 2 best teams going at. I predicted this run that since like July, and it is. I got my wish. It hasn't lived up, of course, to how it's going to go so far. I was hoping that the Yankees were going to take Game 2 last night. It looked like they were going to. They were going to get the home run and tie the game up at least, but they fell short. But I still have hope for them, and I still think we're going to see a 7-game series. if Judge and Sato can get the 1-2 punch, I think it's going to be more. I think it's going to be more of a series that is going to go further and take it back to LA. So this series. So for those of you who are thinking, "Oh, this series is over," not yet. True fans know that they're down 2-0. They can come back because we have done it before.
For
So
those of you who think it's over, listen. Louis,
with that faith, they're gonna build a church.
yeah, Louis. Alejandro, final thoughts.
I agree. I agree with Lou. I think it's not over. But there's a key thing here. Judge has to wake up. Aaron Judge has to start hitting and create that fear. If it's not creating fear, the other two could be pitching around, and he's going to be the key guy. If he cannot wake up, it's done.
It's over.
It's over. Yeah.
You have to have Judge. You have to have Judge swinging the bat. You can't be the best baseball player in the freaking world and go in the postseason. John, final thoughts.
Well, I don't know if he's the best baseball player in the world, but still, Judge is going to have to get it done for them if the Yankees are going to turn this around. And meanwhile, when Shohei Ohtani hit his 50th home run as part of that 50-50 season that he had, he never got the baseball. Instead, the baseball ended up going to an auction in which it got a record $4.4 million. So the Hall of Fame never got the ball as well. Somebody else got it and now was willing to pay $4.4 million to have it, and has his 50 home run baseball.
Wow. My final thoughts are, I want to see, because we spent a lot of time talking about the hitters and the pitchers. I want to see what the managers, especially Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone, it's a chess game, and Dave Roberts is closing in on your king and queen, and you better be ready to make some moves to counter. You got 3 games in the Bronx. Those 3 games right now are your season, as John said. As John said clearly, as it's obvious, you have to get back to Los Angeles. So Aaron Boone, now Judge, what's your next move?
Both Aarons are in trouble.
Yeah, both Aarons. Think about it. Didn't think about it like that, but this is an Aaron deal right now. Both Aarons are going to have to come through. Judge got to hit, and Boone got to manage. Because like you guys were saying before, John, you said it, we've been doing this for a while. Dave Roberts is in a place of comfort. He knows he knows where he is. He knows what buttons to push. We're still going to talk about the fact that the Dodgers should still have a couple of more World Series titles. Let's not forget that. But it doesn't change the fact that at this moment, Roberts is prepared, is more prepared and showing that. So I just want to see the adjustments that Aaron Boone and the Yankees can make.
I would think that Clark Schmidt's on a very short hook tomorrow night. The first time he gets in trouble is when that ball.
Oh, he got to go. Oh, yeah. You got to pull the trigger. You got to be ready to pull the trigger quick. Another good point, John, because tomorrow's do or die. You don't even have to worry about games 4 through 7, because if you lose game 3, you're done. You're done.
Even if you're going up against the Dodger bullpen on Tuesday night, it may not make any difference.
Yeah.
Didn't they take Marcus Stroman off the roster?
I don't know if they did or not, but it would appear if they did take Stroman off the roster, that's why Schmidt's going tomorrow night.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. Yeah. I think he got taken off to put Nestor Cortez.
Yeah, that may have been what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and that backfired. I don't know. I'll take my chances better with Stroman. Actually, not saying the start of the game, but have him there as a guy that. I don't know.
Cortez's pitch mindset was that it was a bad location, and Freeman ambushed him because he was looking for first pitch fastball, and he got it and he drilled it.
Well, he needs to have short memory.
He got it all.
He got it all. Something would spin, I think it would have been a different outcome.
He got it all of it. So All right, we're gonna see what happens. I'm trying to look here.
What do you want to do?
Dodgers.
You want to show Louis the Freeman home run again, just so he can be,
No,
reminded?
I wouldn't do. I
I'll
wouldn't.
throw up if I see. I'll throw up.
Oh yeah,
No,
I don't want to see that on the air.
Did you get sick, Louis?
Oh yeah, certainly did.
Well, I would
More
say
so Friday night, more so in game 1 than in game 2.
I would say that I'm sorry, Louis, but I would be lying. I would definitely. Thank you for joining us this evening. This is In the Batter's Box. It is the NGSC Sports Weekly Baseball Show. I want to thank the guys and all of you out there because I was able to kind of let go of my pain for a minute.
There you go. I tell you, we're gonna forget about that.
I'll be reminded in a few minutes. But remember the website. It is ngscsports.com where you catch all of your current content. All right, game 3 tomorrow, guys. Game 3 is tomorrow, and by next Sunday when we come
ready now.
Here, this series
We'll have a champion.
Yeah,
we'll have a champion, and the season will be over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or Louis is going to be talking a lot of shit because his Yankees are going to be back in it, and I may get sick. I don't know if I could do that show. I don't want to see if the Yankees come back. That's not a good way to go out here. But anyway, thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll be back next week. As always, play ball.
Good night, everybody.